The Real Crime Scene by Rue of House of Keperu. You know, I watched the first 48 for one reason. Not for entertainment, but for psychology. I want to understand what happens inside the human mind when one moment changes an entire lifetime. And every episode leaves me with the same feeling. It hurts watching my own people destroy one another, as though violence were another season of the year. Then I realized something even more disturbing. We have monetized the behavior. Human tragedy became programming. Murder became ratings. Pain became profit. The victim's family grieves. The offender loses their future. And somewhere else, advertisements are sold between commercial breaks. But here is what keeps striking me. Most of the people I see are not cartoon villains. They are human beings who made catastrophic decisions, sometimes in anger, sometimes in fear, sometimes in seconds that destroyed generations. That does not erase accountability. A life taken is still a life taken. But understanding why violence happens is different from excusing it. One episode, I heard a police officer call a young black man an animal for killing someone. I stopped and thought, an animal? Let us examine that word. During a long-term study spanning roughly 50 years, wild animal attacks caused about 1,700 human deaths worldwide. During that same period, human beings killed tens of millions of other human beings through homicide, war, and other forms of organized violence. So who truly behaves unlike the rest of nature? The lion kills to eat. The shark kills to survive. The wolf protects its pack. Human beings have demonstrated the unique capacity to organize war, slavery, genocide, torture, and industrial-scale killing. If we are going to use labels, perhaps we should use them carefully. Then history enters the room. The Great Dying, the transatlantic slave trade, centuries in which enslaved black people could be beaten, raped, sold, and killed with little or no legal protection. Women violated, children separated from families, entire communities erased. Millions suffered under systems built and protected by law. That history deserves to be studied honestly, not to excuse present violence, but to understand the deep scars that institutions and generations can leave behind. So I ask, if one young man who commits one murder is immediately called an animal, what words do we use for societies that normalized mass violence for generations? What language do we reserve for governments that legalized human bondage? What do we call systems that profited from treating human beings as property? Those questions deserve careful thought. This is why I return again and again to one principle I learned from Kemet. One lie creates thousands of ripples. A lie about who is human. A lie about who belongs. A lie about superiority. A lie repeated through schools, politics, religion, economics, and law. Eventually, the lie becomes culture. Then culture shapes behavior. Then behavior creates consequences that echo for centuries. None of this removes personal responsibility. Every one of us remains responsible for the choices we make today. But responsibility and understanding are not enemies. If we only punish and never understand, we keep rebuilding the same conditions that produce the next tragedy. Wisdom asks not only who pulled the trigger. Wisdom also asks
What kind of society keeps producing hands willing to pull it? My dream is not simply to solve crimes faster. My dream is for there to be fewer crimes to solve, fewer grieving mothers, fewer frightened children, fewer detectives knocking on doors, fewer prisons filled, fewer funeral homes doing business, because fewer lives are ending in violence. My brothers and sisters, I do not see a people destined for violence. I see generations living with inherited wounds, present-day pressures, and choices that still demand accountability. Healing begins when we refuse to glorify destruction, refuse to profit from confusion, and refuse to stop asking why. Because every lie creates ripples, but so does every truth. And the ripples we choose today become the current our children inherit tomorrow. Ashe.